So let's proceed with module 8, the 4 disasters of life. Now we are moving into this. It sounds quite serious now, 4 disasters of life, but don't worry. This part is actually very eye-opening. Now we explore these 4 disasters, what these 4 disasters really mean, not just in theory, but how they show up in our modern lifestyle and how to prevent them before they cause real damage. So let's quickly get into this part here. Now, in Chinese culture, there's a saying about this 人生四祸, that means the 4 disasters of life. They are, number 1, alcohol. Now, alcohol harm the body, yes, but the real danger is that it can make us lose our judgment and act out of characters. And here's the thing about alcohol: you can choose not to drink. Also, you have a choice. You can decide not to drink. If you know it's harmful, you can avoid it. That's alcohol. Number 2, lust or indulgence in pleasure can also bring harm. But again, some people can control themselves and stay away. Of course, some cannot. Number 3 is wealth, money. Okay, as the old saying goes, bird dies for the food, people die for the money. So in modern society, the pursuit of wealth brings many troubles. But in theory, we still can choose how far we go with the money. But there's one that's the hardest to escape. That is number 4, the disturb the qi. I mean the qi disturbances. There are many ways to disturb the qi. One of them is emotion disturbance like anger. So no matter who you are, rich or poor, healthy or not, everyone's get angry at some point in time. Even an elderly person with enough money, a peaceful home, or a loving children may still feel frustration, sadness, or resentment. So this is why among the 4 disasters of life, I want more to focus on the emotion part, the energy, the qi disturbance part, because anger hurts us the most, and it's so common, so sneaky, and so difficult to avoid for some people. That's why learning to manage our emotion, especially the qi or the internal energy, is key to maintaining health and happiness. So let's take a closer look at each one of them. But my focus is more on the qi disturbances. Let's talk about alcohol from TCM perspective. In ancient China, people noticed something interesting. Drinking alcohol makes people feel bold, feel more courageous. And in Hdnj, there's an explanation. Alcohol carries a very fierce and rising energy. So when you drink alcohol, this aggressive qi enters the stomach. But here's the problem. Normally, the stomach qi moves downwards. And that's normal. And that's healthy direction. It digests food, help extract the essence, which then the spleen move upward to nourish the body. Okay, so but the alcohol disrupt this flow. Its qi move upward and disturb the normal direction of the stomach qi. That means the stomach qi now got the reverse, go upward instead of downward. So like I say, the moment you know what's normal, anything that is not behaving normal is already abnormal, and that will bring on a lot of issues. As a result, the liver and gallbladder organs associated with courage and decision making becomes overstimulated. In Hdnj, it says the liver and gallbladder can become rebellious, run away, when qi move upward like this. That's why after drinking, people often feel bolder, more courageous, feel louder, and even reckless. They might say or they might do things they wouldn't dare when they were sober. But remember, that courage, that bonus is false confidence, not true courage. And often, people regret their words and actions the next day. So while alcohol may temporarily boost your courage, it's really just stirring up the qi. And that can do more harm than good in the long run. So I'm not saying you shouldn't drink. I'm just saying you should not overindulge in drinking. And more importantly is when you drink, don't drink when you are feeling angry or when you're feeling sad. Okay, when you're feeling joyful is fine, but not sad and angry. Right, next. So that's alcohol. Alcohol you can prevent. You know it's already bad, so don't drink excessively. Just control. You can control because you have a choice to drink, not to drink. Number 2, of all evil, lust is the worst. I mean, lust, the overindulgence. This reflects how seriously ancient health tradition view excessive or uncontrolled desire or lust. And there are three important guidelines. Desire should not come too early. When I say desire means especially sexual desires, should not come too early. Okay, and sexual desire should not be forced. And then last but not least, timing matters. We won't go into that detail today, but I'm just telling you, overindulgence into sexual desire can harm our body. So from a physiological and a Tao perspective, the gate of life is also the gate of death. You think about it, the very door through which life enters is also the same one through which life energy can be lost. This ties to what Lao Tzu wrote in the Tao Te Ching. Once we are born, we are already walking the path towards death. 出生入死. So life is a process. We are born, we grow, we flourish, and eventually we decline. And when we are young, our essence, our jing, is strong. But with indulgence and excess wastefulness, that jing gets depleted. Remember, the jing is the money. You use that money to do a lot of things. Okay, so in the Hdnj Jing, it speaks of a key moment in life when Tian Gui awakens. Remember the second cycle? This marks the beginning of sexual maturity, but it also comes with a message. With great power comes great responsibility. So true self-care isn't just about eating well or exercising. It's also about preserving essence, managing the desire, and living in harmony with the natural flow of life. Now, Hdnj is not saying it's not against having intimacy, but not overindulgence, especially not at young age. Because why? A second cycle, for especially for boys, although the kidney is strong, but it's not stable. That's why don't be wasteful. So in traditional Chinese thought, human life comes with a built-in form of compensation. Now, what does that mean? It means that while individual life is temporary, the continuation of that species, that means human species, called reproduction, is nature ways of balancing life and death. And here's some interesting perspective from TCM. Men lose essence, women lose blood. Because man is young, young is essence. Women lose blood. Why blood? Because blood is yin, and woman is yin. That's why in many cases, women tend to live longer because they only lose blood, and they can recover, especially after menses. Actually, fresh blood will come in to take over. That's why they can. Women tend to live longer. But for guys, unfortunately, no. If they lose the jing, they lose the jing. That's it. It's just like that's how I talk about the gas cylinder. Once you keep on putting on high flame, you actually taking a toll on the gas cylinder. So basically this is it. For men, illness can strike more directly at their essence, which is the core energy. That's why in ancient health wisdom, right, especially with regards to sexual conduct or 房事, in Chinese called 房事, there's a strong warning. Sexual activities drains young energy more than anything else. That's why in both TCM and in meditation tradition, there's a saying, to guard your essence, you must first guard your mind. Desires begins in the mind. Control your thoughts, you control your energy. So the real power starts from your within. Okay, so the last one, there's a powerful saying, all diseases arise from qi. 百病生于气. So when our qi, the life energy that flows through us, is unbalanced or blocked, illnesses follow. So, and there are many ways this balance can be disturbed. And this is what I want to focus on, right? Because a lot of us cannot control this part very well, or because emotion. First, through emotions, we have excessive joy, anger, fear, sadness, all these emotions can shift the qi in harmful ways. Now, when I say that, doesn't mean that you cannot feel joyful, you cannot feel a bit of angry, you cannot feel a bit of fear or sadness. It's perfectly fine. But what I'm saying here, what Hdnj is saying here, excessive excessive joy, excessive anger, excessive fear, excessive sadness can disturb your qi in harmful ways, making it rise, making it sink, making it scatter, or making it stagnant. Next, climate extreme can also affect the body. For example, overheating leads to qi leaking out. That means under the sun, you can leads to qi leaking out. And what we call excess cold cause qi to contract and withdraw inward. 寒则气收. And next, over exertion, that means you overrun, do a marathon, 40 km, 50 km, or the five, or the, later I'll talk about the 5 types of fatigue. Like for example, overusing the eyes, or standing too long, or sitting too long, excessive lying down, or thinking too much. All these are excessiveness, or consume qi, because qi is your money that you use to spend on using your eyes for standing, for sitting, for lying down, for thinking. All these need money, need qi. So when we understand how easily qi can be disturbed, we learn the importance of maintaining balance in body, mind, and environment.